Now, going over to the political part podcast, you have Vivek on Elon's tweet about Democrats using illegal migrants for politics. Now, this comes from, again, Vivek's personal X Twitter profile, and he is responding to Elon Musk. So Elon Musk did a tweet, and he said, quote, Biden's strategy is very simple. One, get as many illegals in the country as possible. Two, legalize them and create a permanent majority, one-party state. That's why they're encouraging so many illegal immigration. Simple yet effective. And Elon was actually retweeting a article from the Associated Press, and the headline of that said, quote, Biden to prioritize legal status for millions of immigrants, unquote. So Vivek was responding to that, and Vivek said, quote, what they call a conspiracy theory, what they mean is shame on you for noticing, unquote. And in all, Vivek got 1.8 million views in 48 hours and 60,000 likes, which is especially impressive considering he's no longer running for the Republican nominee, and yet, if anything, his activity is either the same or more popular now that he's dropped out and is subsequently supporting Donald Trump for the Republican nominee. Now, statistically speaking, there's basically no way Trump is not going to get it at this point. He's around 70+% in the preliminary polls, and Nikki Haley's at like 17%, which is pretty pathetic given her astronomical amount of resources and campaign funds that have been allocated toward her. So the odds are obviously in Trump's favor. Yet Vivek just keeps growing exponentially. And in regards to this post, historically speaking, there have been many rounds of United States, if you're an international viewer or listener, there have been many, this is one of the debates as old as time, which, not to be bleak about politics, but I can't help but see the same controversial things we always talk about, guns, immigration, abortion. There's never been an answer or resolution. They just have the debates for decades, I partially suspect, so that Republicans and Democrats can use the topics to raise campaign funds. But perhaps I'm just a little jaded. Now, anecdotally speaking, since I've been following the topic of immigration as a child, there have been several rounds of what they call amnesty. So people will get here illegally, and then throughout, every couple of waves of presidential elections, they'll give them amnesty or basically wave a magical wand and say, hey, you're now automatically an American citizen. In some cases, they have some stipulations and paths to get there. But Democrats and Republicans have been debating this for as long as I've been alive. So I subsequently, I don't think there's ever going to be a final actual answer or resolution or anything done within our lifetimes. But some people claim to be working on the situation. Yeah, I don't know how realistic that is, but let's go in the comments and see what are the people thinking. It is interesting. I can't help but notice in regards to immigration, they only allow immigration from certain countries, or they only care if you're breaking into the country from certain areas. So historically speaking, this last year, actually 2023, the Biden administration denied amnesty for people coming from Cuba, but they don't care about Mexico. If you're from Mexico, you just break in all you want. Now, I can't help but think that how morally abhorrent and disgusting that is, considering Cuba is under the rule of a dictator. And granted, I might be biased. My family just come from Cuba, though we did come here legally. And hilariously enough, no, we did not swim. We actually took a plane, one of the last planes out before the Fidels took over and destroyed the country. But it's one of those instances where the Biden administration said, no Cubans. And yet, Mexico, you can? In Cuba, again, they live under the rule of a evil, morally vacuous dictatorship. In Mexico, they get to vote for the government they want. And subsequently, you get what you vote for. And yet, dictatorship, no, but Mexico, yeah? That certainly doesn't seem fair, and a lot of people are theorizing maybe they're allowing people who enter the country who are more politically aligned with them. That's been a theory as long as time. I've not seen any hard documentation or any audio leaks to conclusively prove that, but it seems like a apt or a plausible theory. But let's go to the comments and see what are everyone talking about. Elon Musk chimed in saying, quote, exactly getting 3.9 thousand likes. Luke Zaleski chimed in, our favorite contrarian. Well, not really favorite, I don't know him personally at all. I just follow him, so I have a little bit of a more contrarian statements. He's very active in most of the political statements that we're reading on X Twitter. Now, Luke Zaleski is historically a leftist, which, again, I want more data the better, more information, more views, more interesting life tends to be. And he says, quote, Vivek is tripping on replacement theory, but kind of weird to think you know who is going to vote for someone without any information other than they're a Southern immigrant. Furthermore, it's a paragraph, I apologize, long and bombastic, but nevertheless, furthermore, the incentive structure he isn't acknowledging is the financial one credited for the cartels to buy U.S. politicians who drive up the price they charge per crossing with right-wing policies and propaganda. Vivek descended into the broke mind virus is one of the most disappointing and least surprising developments all past year. His grotesque wealth and conning of media and courting of the right wing and Republican power brokers is all an attempt to become Trump's VP, comma, hang in there, VV, other comma, and seems to be scripted by folks like Bannon, unquote. Well, mentally vacuous to say the least, that statement did get 26 likes, which, not to brag, but actually last month, one of my videos did get 33 likes. Yeah, slowly growing. Humble brag there. But yeah, that is technically true. You don't know how they're going to vote. Now, that being said, the incentive structure is who you're going to vote for. Group A will give you free everything. Group B will not. That's, some people might call that bribery, but that is certainly incentive to vote a certain political way. But nevertheless, let's go down and get a couple more. Let's see here. Brian Krasenstein says, quote, there are literally 3 times as many immigrants awaiting a court hearing to be deported currently under Biden than under Trump. To say he is not trying to deport illegal immigrants is ridiculous. The issue is that our resources are overwhelmed. We need more judges and lawyers to get through these dockets ASAP, unquote. They got 227 likes. The first comment comes from Craig Sherman, says, quote, our resources are overwhelmed because the border is open, unquote, getting 179 likes. Let's see here. And then Douglas responded, do you know why there are 3 times as many illegal immigrants, I quote, getting 130 likes? And, I mean, multiple reporters have gone to the border and asked them, and they said, because Biden said come. They say because Biden's in charge. It's not a one-off situation. They have several reporters talking to several people, and the answers are pretty consistent. Let's see here. Let's see. Ooh, another contrarian statement, perhaps. Sir Majesty, spelled S-U-H-R, says, quote, you can't have a country with wide open borders when freeloading a-holes are flooding in. And as a picture of Statue of Liberty, it says, quote, where does it say bring me hostile freeloading a-holes waving their own flags, unquote. Getting 96 likes. Although, there are a lot of people who are American citizens who you would also consider freeloaders in terms of they're a net negative to the government in terms of they're taking more resources than they are producing in terms of productivity. So it's not wholly, you could also argue, it's one of those instances where government subsidies and, welfare and all that topic, another topic for another time perhaps, but yeah, there are a lot of Americans who abuse that system as well. As just for the record, or I guess to respond to that specific statement. See here. Libercat Media TM says, quote, exactly 100%. And there's a picture of Chuck Schumer, and I'm not sure if he said this, but the vernacular around the picture is, it's really simple. If Americans won't vote Democrat, then I will import people who will, unquote, getting 49 likes. Let's see. Base Memes says, quote, wait until they hear about the juice box. And there's a picture of an actor smoking. It says, people are starting to notice, getting 51 likes. I'll be back. A picture of Trump, though, not Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it's a picture, or a meme, it says, quote, illegals are not immigrants, they are criminals, send them back, unquote, getting 78 likes. Yes, that is consistent with the confusion and the mixture of the vernacular. I can't help but think it is to obfuscate the truth and perhaps just confuse everyone. 1984, unfortunately, becoming all too real. Yeah, it looks like, trying to find more contrarian statements, but it looks like overwhelming positive support. A couple of people talking about Texas defending the border when the federal government won't. A lot of people, saying support, sending love or sending support, from other states down, to Texas. Let's see. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, is this topic ever really going to end? I don't think so. Let me know in the comments. Do you think at the end of the day, will this situation ever be resolved? How will the U.S. infrastructure, how will all the infrastructure and services of the U.S. venture under an increasing strain of the system? We do have a declining birth rate in the United States. There's a lot of people that are speculating maybe that's why the government is incentivizing such an increase, because you're going to have someone pay for the Ponzi scheme that is Social Security. So by the default of that Ponzi scheme, you do need an exponentially increasing growth rate of people in the workforce paying into that scam. But it'll be interesting to see at the end of the day what really does happen. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of February, so click that click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback and let me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.